Alright, let's go ahead and get started. No real goal for today, just playing the game. HUD's on, we're good there. Up over to Gunhead. And what quests would we like to do first? All of the Frozen Swamp maps. Rifle-wise. Do I have you, like, enough leveled up yet? I wonder. Let's go over to Gorilla real quick. Go over to M16 parts. Thanks for the Fall Scout. M16. We do have this. We're still away from the handguards. We're not close. Not even close. Big magazine, big upper, wire stock, for gas tube. It's got so many different mods for like a gun that probably no one uses except for the vibe. Alright. I'll take it though. It does look cool now. Rule of cool. Now let's get an upgraded rig. M16. I feel like we probably shouldn't play this character. Hey Scout. With an unsilenced M4. We're gonna need healing. Go back over to Massbad. I feel like you need a silencer with Gunhead. We can compensate for lack of silencers with a lot of meds over here, so that's fine. But we can't compensate for a lack of silencer on Gunhead. Alright, what guns? Hey Boo Boo, how's it going? You a pistol? Sure, why not? Alright, regions, Frozen Swamp, entry point. Let's start Railroad. I need to bring some drills too in case that thing's inside a container. Like it be sometimes. Alright. I will say, like, the aesthetic of this M16 fits a lot more, I feel like. Like, with the wire frame and, like, kind of the, like, the really kind of robust sort of handguard. And the old style optic. I get the vibe of the setting kind of a lot more than this for this M4 or M16, I guess, than the other M4. Let's go find us a way of clearing out these drones. Let's go ahead and jolly you open. Good there. Jolly you open. Imagine it's in here. Get to see it outside yet? Yep, there it is.
This is
And let us go kill some drones real quick. They seem quite passive right now, actually. It's interesting. Usually expect much more going on this map. So much more. There they are. I hear drone, I don't see drone. On the pipe? There they are. Anything inside at all? No. Will that open in the meanwhile? Drop you off here. You can farm here too if you'd like. It apparently is a great experience, farm until they nerf it. So if you just want to sit here and just let drones die over and over again, that's certainly something you can do. Go AFK, come back like an hour later. Explosives, I'm good. They do count as your kills. Oh god, it hurts. Alright, let's go over to the main area and get our train schedules. Hey Delta, how's it going? Is my headset on backwards? Hold on. 1 second. Okay, we're good. The left wire was plugged into the right headset and vice versa. I was so tripped out. I kept hearing things looking around. It was like, where is it? Where are they? My headset was backwards, basically. Understood. Problem solved. I was like fucking hearing ghosts for a while. What the hell? Hey Reggie, how's it going? Alright, let's do the Staircase of Death and Despair. I wonder if we'll ever see slugs in the game. Nice. I'm actually interested too. They've kind of been radio sounds for a while. Why not both? But I'm mainly talking about the rounds, like the shotgun rounds, the slugs. But like, why not both? I will say, like, the water here definitely gives me leech vibes, so... Nah, but the devs, like, have been pretty radio silent right now, so I wonder what's going on. Are they doing, like, no Q&A? No nothing. I think it'd be more Euruskin, right? No, they do blend. If they do like lean into some more like water or like water quotation marks environments, I wouldn't mind seeing some like enemies adapted to water, or I mean rather liquid. I think liquid's probably a more appropriate term. Ow, 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 ow. What the hell is going on with these roads? Hey, Design. Hey, Hangy. Alright, I need... That's ammo. There you go. Those are all three of those. Weirdly enough, too, let me take out this real quick. When they make 12.7mm like a one-shot round. If they make it like so, if they just make the VKS like a one-shot headshot, including EODs, when silenced, it will have its niche. Like, if you have only 5 rounds, just make it like a one-shot machine, and it's like as long as you're hitting heads, you're okay. Weirdly enough, too, like this is a great spot to actually kill medium mechs because they can't shoot back really. I don't know, there's conflicting designs there, Hangy, for sure, right? Because you have like, it would be more immersive in first person. I'm not arguing against that, but there's also like the character design element that you kind of lose out on if you're playing in first person. And like they made these characters, right? Like these are handmade characters they might have in the prior time, so they want to show off their characters. They want to show off the art, like animations and art and so on and so forth. Yeah, like that's the thing too. We don't really have bolt action functionality yet at all. Yeah, it's really just more of like a bandwidth issue at that point. Like you can try accommodating for both, but when you don't have the resources to do both, or it would be like, remember, we're still missing shoulder swap, so I wouldn't mind first person, but like shoulder swap's definitely the first priority. Though I am curious though when we're gonna get the first like Q&A of the year. They have been very radio silent for like what? I guess we're going on 3 weeks now. If they don't do anything by the end of this week. All right, goodbye. Well, yeah, so I mean, shoulder swap would just be helpful too, because like right now, if you're trying to take fights tactically, you have to play right side angles. Let's just back down the staircase again. Because like, remember, so like when you're taking an angle this way, like you are barely exposed and like most of their bullets will hit the ground. But when you're taking an angle, let's go over here. Like, if you're trying to shoot someone from the left-hand side here, you have to fully expose yourself, or you're just gonna hit. You're basically gonna hit like the wall here, if it was real. So like, this is a better instance like that, right? So this is real here. So like, if there's essentially, it's just geometry. Wow, I'm already out of ammo with this thing. Fucking Christ. Time for the good old 45. And the sprint wiggle. I mean, I just wanted to try it out. I kind of do want to get the M203 unlocked. But it's not like a high priority. No, there's not. It's always unsilenced. I mean, if you're in regards to what's better, probably just the USAS. Just because it's more available, but like the Viper is really good too. It's just a pain in the ass to actually acquire. It's just more readily available. If we take availability out of the question, right, the Viper is probably better. It's just that, like, getting a Viper is just a fucking pain in the ass. And this is the AH-12, which is just above all because it's magazine capacity. I imagine we'll see, like, right now, like, every gun in the game basically uses the same damn reload, for the most part, animation-wise. So I imagine we might eventually see, like, balancing through animation speed. Make the bigger magazines to make kind of go slower. Favorite mech? There's not that many in the game right now. I kind of like the problem is both the mechs right now just don't function the way they feel like they're intended to. I really like the Yoruska medium mech. It's just that it's like, it has this tendency to just not use its main gun ever. It's some weird thing with targeting, I guess, or alignment, I don't know, but like, it just rarely will actually shoot its main gun. But that's the thing too, right? If the medium mech for your, like, Europa actually had full functionality too, at least what I feel like its functionality, it would probably be that also, but what mech gets fixed first? Alright, you are marked. I'll take you.
As perfect a day as any.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see, like, their first super heavies, right? If we get like the size of Big Green, or even just like those 2 bespoke tanks, right? It infers the existence of an even bigger mech, yeah. I imagine we'll see what we'll probably see in the Q1 update is probably just a lot of things for what's it called? Like troop transports and so on and so forth to accommodate like the dynamic deployments or respawning. That's what I imagine probably the big thing is. Who's that good boy? Who's that good boy? It's always so weird how they don't have headshot boxes on these guys. Like, they're lower HP than the actual runners, but because they don't have head hitboxes, they take forever to kill, unless you melee them. Just run up and just bitch slap it in the face, it dies. Who would win? One killing machine cyborg or one elbow to the face?
Getting there. Slowly but surely. Getting to something at least.
Well, I'm assuming you're talking about the bombers, right? Like, I imagine, too, they'd probably drop cyborgs, but, like, that's probably a pretty big logistical feature for them. because we don't know how far away they're flying from, right? Are they flying across from your agent to here? If they're like a long-range cyborg dropper, it's like for reinforcements, it kind of makes sense. Here's your reinforcements, just drops a bunch of cyborgs on the field. I wouldn't like I imagine they can probably carry bombs too, or containers of some form also. Like the same chutes they use for cyborgs, they could probably use for bombs. All right, quest-wise, turn these in. They Zomborgs, they just drink. That's all they do is drink alcohol. All right, so let's bring over the GM6. Let's bring a sure aimer on it. Do we actually see like the soldier cyborgs actually carry alcohol? Or was it really just the zomboid guys? All right, 50 cal. Then alcohol meds. Go ahead and buy my meds from him too. 4 resets. All right, we have our pump shot, we have our meds, we have our ammo, we have our quests. Let's bring our jump to. And regions, Mesa, entry point, ruins. Oh, David, it's basically confirmed right at this point that like they kind of canonized it off the meme of the cyborgs having so much alcohol, is that they do use alcohol to cope. Yeah, maybe as like fueling too. Like maybe they've had their insides like their liver synthesized or changed to like just like their whole body just runs off alcohol. Yeah, it is when you can like canonize to be the cyborg drink. What they need to do now, just like water boys for like football teams, they need to have alcohol boys for cyborg, just like a giant cyborg with like a giant keg on its back. Yeah, fuel source like slash like, you know, make happy device or make more content device. Why do you never want to spawn? You down there at least? Yeah, nada. So sad. Judging from the shooting going on over there. Oh no, they actually are just fighting. Hey Pixel. Oh no, yeah. Get sponsored by like just a bunch of alcohol companies. This is surely fine. Start seeing Jack Daniels in game. All right, is our friend down there? No. Oh, well, no, that's one of them. I think that's Goldbrick down there. Gotta get the angle. Cannot aim down that low. Ow, hey! So rude. Yeah, Hangy, it's a second favorite map for sure. Like, the only reason I'm not that fond of the map anymore is, like, the middle area is just so... I know the intent there of, like, having this big battlefield to fight through. But I feel like I would want to see like more ruins here, more like maybe trench lines here and there. Ow, ow, yep. Who is shooting me? What the fuck? Certainly not you. Bell brick. There we go. But like, or like more ruins or something like that. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing like, considering, yeah, there's a bug again. Or I want like more fortifications, more ruins, just more things in the way here. Like, you kind of have the dunes a little bit to help out a bit, but like, I just want to see more. I want to make this surface here very dangerous to like actually walk through. And who just did that? Oh fuck! Who's? The sniper spawned after him? Weird. Yeah, the Vector has a really slow fire rate. Like trenches, tanks, buildings, just more like debris to like move behind or have to like run behind. Oh god, make it stop. That or just make the center of the map like no man's land, right? Make it like so dangerous you just can't go to the center, you have to go around. Like maybe make these buildings go throughable. Or perhaps like this is all ash here and this building's below this, but the roads kind of being here kind of unconfirm that. Unless this is like an overpass still, but like this feels pretty good, right? You have like this giant just like wrecked area of like debris you can go around and go through. Like this is cool. All right, I need to kill your agents, which means going over to here. Hey Booch, how's it going? Yeah, I will say, Pixel, it is weird that they only did the Pupashaw, but the vector is still the same. Like all of the rate of fires for the most of the guns are like like they haven't been changed at all. Like they're very far from their like realistic base. The only one they actually like went around to fix was the Pupashaw. And that would be like a good and like a good thing too, actually, to diversify the vector from the what's it called? The other 45 SMG. Like in here, the Spectre M4. So like you have the Spectre M4, which is like a bigger capacity but slow rate of fire, but then you have the Vector, which is only 30 rounds, but like a really high rate of fire. So do you want a lot of damage fast, or do you want like a consistent output of damage? Well, yeah, I think they're also holding off too. Well, it's hard to say too, it's such a small team. Like, they definitely have their short-term and long-term goals, right? From their content patches thus far, it seems like their general content patch is like every like 2 to 3 months they do a content patch, which is a new map plus a few new quests and some fixes. But like, we've seen, I would say, big content patches, but we haven't seen major ones yet. I'm assuming the Q1 will be our first major one, because that will probably include, at the very least, new units and new functionality with the respawn changing. And don't get me wrong, I like content patches. I'm not saying that they're bad, but just like, I definitely expect probably eventually a higher tier content patch. Maybe. It depends too, because this will probably be, I imagine, a bigger patch than we've seen in the past. So it might not be until the end of March or March sometime, especially with the holiday break. Alright, probably time to leave. I could loot, but there's gonna be so much more cyborg spawning. Yeah, they could be, like, I definitely do think they probably rushed out the December patch a little quickly because they wanted to get it out before Christmas. And like, there wasn't like any game-breaking bugs. It just made it kind of rough with the whole
Some sort of plan?
the aggro bug. Run. Before the Exo gets angry with me. Yeah, like, the biggest thing I always recommend to players like in games like this, right, is just don't burn yourself out. Just take breaks when you need to. If you really enjoy playing the game, then go crazy, right? But just don't feel like people always have this tendency to like want to have their game be their main game. That's all they ever play, but and they want the game to support that too by like constant updates to it. Just aren't tenable. Run. Just got right in his fucking face. Really? Huh.
It's like Christmas came early. Now to open those presents.
Not too shabby. Plenty of alcohol, as we expect. Oh yeah, I'm not stressed on water at all. I've mainly been playing Star Citizen in the breaks. Mainly just that in the video. Experiencing the torture of 4.0. There's payback. All the herd. Not familiar at all. What type of game is that, Pixel? Shifting Tide. Let's do a Switch Gunplay. Why not? We'll see if we can get like a 1 out of 3 chance of actually being able to do this. Let's go over to Shaman 2 so we can be fast. Pick up our equipment runner. Or not water, jump pack. Let's actually bring the Spectre M4 now. Spectre M4. What silence gun do we want? Buy some ammo real quick too while we're here. I don't think he's actually just L45. We can just charge on the Spectre. It's fine. And then meds. And other quests for this map. Hey, Bless. That sounds nice, Pixel. Alright. We could just do you again. That always works. Sure. Scorched Enclave. Cemetery. I honestly wouldn't mind too if like, as opposed to releasing a new map next quarter, they just kind of, not I would say like rework the old maps, just polish them up a bit here and there. Yeah, Hangy, like, I do think it was just a result of them needing to get the game into early access because the people wanted it in early access. Like, the weapons that we have in game currently are confirmed to be an asset pack, which is no shame in, right? But, like, definitely leaves something to be desired in the art sense. I don't mind modern-based weaponry, but I do want to see aesthetic overhauls to them, like the MG34. Yeah, just like basically a quality of life past David, like just smoothing things out, making movement a little bit easier. Is the commander already fucking dead? Toothy, you are terrible at your job. You had one job, Toothy, to protect your commander, and you couldn't do that. You piece of shit. Anyway. Yeah, a shotgun EOD will do that. Alright, be free. Sir, that's a wall. Sir? Oh, you're climbing. Sick. That's fucking dope. Are you gonna escape? Toothy's an AI. No, 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 no. Serpentine. Serpentine. Be free. Run. Sir? 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 God damn it. I'd turn around for 1 second and get yourself captured again. You and your stupid frickin' mask. Well, it's not like I don't want legacy weapons. I just want to see them like actually visually overhauled. Like, if you want an M16 in your game, sure, just make it more like, I think, aesthetic to the environment or the game. Diet, probably I would say end of February, early March is my guesstimate. Though, like worst case scenario, I would say end of March. They did say Q1, but yeah. Oh, there's a tank over there. Oh, there. Yep. 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 All right. They said, like, so our current cadence and patches has been every two-ish months, basically a month and a half, 2-ish months, but, like, while they've been nice content patches, I wouldn't call them major updates, just because they didn't introduce anything, like, really majorly new to the game. Just new maps, new quests, and a few fixes here and there, and sometimes a little bit of, like, touch-ups for mechanics and stuff. So, like, I'm guessing Q1 will be our first, like, major content patch, so like a culmination of things that are being developed in the long term since October of last year. So they kind of alluded to what they're kind of going to do in the Q1 patch, or their hopes for the Q1 patch is that they're going to be doing kind of, you know how units will kind of just spawn in front of you sometimes? They're trying to get rid of that basically and just have it be dynamic respawns off map. So things like, you know, coming in from orbit or coming in from the skies, coming in from off map, just different ways for units to deploy naturally, and probably units to facilitate that, right? Like, we might see some APC carriers, we might see some, like, helicopters that actually carry troops, we might see some things in the, like, airdropped, right? Like, we might actually see, as opposed to right now, the bombers we have on the maps that just fly through and aren't really real, we might actually see them, like, be much more tangible now. Did he die again already? Third time's the charm. If I can't do it in 3 tries, we're just gonna move on. And I'm not sure what else we'll see there, but like that's like the major highlight of the patch, right? Is deployment and by extension new units. Probably infinite, right? Because when a commander dies, the soldier gets promoted. Okay. Speed run before the commander dies. So what we're doing is basically we're leaving the spawn area in the center of the map. There we go. Hey, Toothy. Bye, Toothy. Once again, you have failed to protect your commander. Basically, right? That's like kind of like how like the whole thing with Stalingrad, right? Is like you would have officers and commanders die, and then, you know, whoever's next gets promoted. Whether if you're qualified or not, there needs to be a leader. Okay, we're good. Run. Got him. Hey Zach, how's it going? And like, I am curious too. Like, I definitely feel I personally would, unless I had external knowledge, right? I personally would feel like the ADS issue is a much bigger issue. Like that needs fixing in like a patch or two. But we've seen 2 content patches without them trying to fix, or seemingly trying to fix, the ADS issue. So it really makes me feel like that these are not here to stay, and that is why they are not putting time into them, which makes sense. It does. I mean, the T90 is not surprising. Happy Bell. So a lot of the guns right now, the animations and the syncing is a little bit rough, but like the main thing is that most of the guns, if not all of them, are not aligned when you ADS. So for example, like as opposed to hitting the post on this, it would like hit down below at the very base of the iron sights. Or for example, if we go to, let's go to a different gun here. Go back to like say Masked Man here. Get GM6 out. So for that's not the one to scope. You just see this one nice. So like for example here, right? There's not bullet drop, it's just inaccuracy in the scope or the alignment. So no matter what, we're mainly aiming at the bottom of the first mil dot, regardless of distance. We can't shoot in here, but like no matter what, we're basically off the main irons. Like nothing in the game is perfectly accurate. It's usually a little low, which is why like I usually recommend just like using the third person ADSing, because this is accurate. This is not. You can compensate for this when you learn where it hits, but it's gonna be misaligned. And it's been like that since launch. And because it's been like that since launch, it gives me like the illusion, or at least makes you feel like it's not a high priority because then they know it's getting replaced, and why would you fix something that you're replacing? Yeah, just basically if you want to be accurate, just use third person for now. Rig wads, go back to the big rig. We can break out the 36M here because thankfully there is no hunter killers to stop us. I guess we could do the dynamic duo too, actually. Hold on, where are you? Wait, do I not have a painless right now? That's tragic. Yeah, I gotta fix Aramaki. Sorry, Aramaki. Please forgive me. Oh, have some lock boxes. There we go. And then our meds. We don't need because we're gunhead. Caught myself. 20 mil. How much 20 mil do I have? Enough. And then 762. I'll use a bit more. We can do shotgun variant too. We're shotgun head. We have RPK. Yep, we're good. I was looking at rifles. Maybe we do have it then. No biggie if we do. Oh, yeah, there's a we have two. I don't think they're going to remove ADS first person. It's just that it's not aligned right now. Basically, the reason why I'm saying this is not the right map. Whoops. Run through. The reason why I'm saying like they're not going to focus on it right now because if they replace the models of the guns, like there's not much point in like if they're going to overhaul the guns, right? And like change the vibe and change the aesthetic and change them up. There's not much point in like messing with them right now before you do that. That's good, Happy Bill. Glad to hear it. Just a quick old run through. Very quiet, actually. No tanks at all either. How dare you make fun of Gunhead? He's a beautiful boy, or beautiful thing. Beautiful it. Yeah, it does make sense why people hear Gunhead, right? Because he is a noisy boy. You dead? Yeah. I feel like he needs the ability to like transform. You see like Gunhead turn into a motorcycle. Vroom. Honestly, I wouldn't.
Secured. Minimal casualties.
We would never see this right because it would just be too memey. But like, one of the best things to have in an apocalypse, right, is like a bicycle because you don't need fuel for it, and it actually does just make you faster. So just like imagine like a post-apocalypse bicycle, and you just see like Gunhead on it, just pedaling the wheels a little slowly. Have a little horn. Or a little bell. Gunhead bicycle when? Or... they could make it a motorbike too, though, right? If they really wanted to. There's not much reason to, considering the size of the maps are pretty small, but it would be kind of cute. Alright, so this is the big... We don't have the quest to worry about the brawlers, so this is perfectly fine to do this variant. Skates, I can see skates too. Hey, it's the Forever Winter, right? Thanks, video game. It's the Forever Winter. Where are my ice rinks? Where's the stuff that's iced over? Put some like hockey skates on. Where are you guys going? Thanks, Gravesy. Appreciate it. Hello? Anyone? Are they stuck? Or drones? No, they're stuck. I enjoy Gunhead. I kind of enjoy, like, how he makes raids feel a bit more tense when he's low HP. The inability to heal is both a detriment and kind of, like, a nice thing to have. His Gunhead is okay. Like, it's not, like, I would say exceptional. But I do enjoy the fact that he can heal. Which I do know people don't like either, but, like, the ability not to heal his Gunhead makes it just a tense character to play at times, right? You actually have to play stealthy sometimes because, like, you can't heal. There he is, glitching out again. Good old Gunhead. It does. It's just a nice change of pace, right, from other characters. Makes him play different. Hey, gotcha. Snipers? What's that? Yeah, high risk, high reward. I wouldn't say it's like high risk though, or high reward though, right? Like, it's just a different play style, really, right? He doesn't have high enough HP to really make it like high reward, right? Like, what's the reward? The extra gun on your head? Like, it's fine. I would say if everyone didn't have access to giant magazines for their guns, Gunhead's high reward for, like, having a gunhead would actually probably be worthwhile. But when everyone's rocking 100 round drums for every gun, I need to drop you. Drop you over. Now we see battle plans. Which should be any loot container over here. All right, bye. Yeah, I imagine like that's kind of like what they're going for, your boy Fox also, is like eventually, as opposed to being able to like, for the unkillable units, I imagine the intended functionality there is to probably require multiple people to help kill them, or like your ability to disable them yourself, right? Like shoot them in the leg, hurting them a bit. So basically wounding them but not killing them so you can get away. I'm learning. Whoa, whoa, I was just hanging out, man. Did he just... You know what he did? He just saw me as a robot and was like, you're just like them. That's a cyborg, you're a robot, you're practically the same. That guy just profiled us. So rude. Really no plan shit? I guess no battle plans today, unfortunately. So, did we go? Yeah, we went up top, so we got that one. Did I miss any containers? Thanks for the fall, Ben. Yeah, we're in between updates right now. It's kind of like a lull in the game. It's just like always the case too, like the post-holiday lull. Because you had like 2 or 3 weeks where they were like mainly on vacation or powering down for a bit. It's very normal. Battle plans? There we go. Time to leave. Didn't take too much damage there. This map can be quite scary at times, depending on like what map you have, what variant you have. I haven't seen the nighttime variant for this in a while either. It's been a very long time, actually. Well, that's the lore behind Gunhead, right? Hangi is that he was like the original chassis was a construction bot, and they basically like to defend against rioters and like vagrants. The companies just put guns, like makeshift guns, on top of it to help defend their places. And the military was just like, oh, that's a cool idea. And so they basically took that model, made it a bit more formal, but they didn't actually like rebuild it from the ground up. They just basically programmed over its existing code. And that's kind of why they explain away the glitchiness of Gunhead, is because like he's basically just a reprogrammed construction bot that has just like tons and tons of legacy code that's been like basically over like not overridden per se, but just built on top of. There we go. We haven't done Mausoleum yet. Do Thief of the Night on Mausoleum. What else in Mausoleum? Macrex on Mausoleum too. What else? Lost Cash, that'll work. Gunhead again. Sure, why not? Different loadout for sure, though, because we can get HKs on this variant. Let's see here. Do I actually have 308? I actually kind of do. Vendors, Grillo, 308. Alright, we're good there. Alpha Mausoleum, Ruins. Should be good. Yeah, I'm curious too about Europa in regards to like Europa's main thing, right, is it's a bunch of infantry wearing different gear. Like you'll have elites wearing nothing, you'll have regular soldiers wearing a lot. So is it just gear they scavenge personally? Is it actually like doled out, or what does it mean? It kind of gives me the vibe that definitely that's scavenged though, right? Like you're sent there kind of like the elites, like wearing basically nothing, and then you scavenge your gear off the dead. We need to go do mech wreck first before the pilot dies. They have a real knack for dying quickly. Pilot? Cultist? What? What are you doing here? Oh, he's taking a lot of damage here. What the hell, cultist? You don't belong here. Oh, head wrecking. Very weird seeing cultists on this map. I wonder if they spawn with Rat King now. Alright, pilot's not here. Pilot's probably dead. I'm already fucking lit as shit, dude. Those cultists hurt. No! No, it's my kill! Ooh, the pilot. I think it was the pilot. Oh, that's definitely the pilot. Yeah, it's so unfortunate. Rat King is friendly. Rat King is Fred. I can't mark him right now. Yeah, Rat King. He is basically like an AI. I'm not sure, like, we don't really know for sure, but like he is, yeah, he's a friendly medium mech. It's basically just a Euruscan medium mech with a fucking mask put on. No, don't you? No, 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 no! He is friendly, but he might stomp you by accident. It's not on purpose. Cows? Cows. Looking a little cute, yeah. Would DM. Alright, well, you have fun, Rat King. Oh, he's gonna kill the Exo, actually. Hold on, it's my... Well, he might kill the Exo. We'll see. It can be a bit derpy at times. Oh, never mind. The Exo is already gone. Rat King is not playing around. No, Rat King, don't accidentally murder me. We good? Get them all? Who's a good boy? I'll take one shot as yes. He basically, I mean, he basically is though, right? Wait. Is that really the despawn trigger? Well, he's gone. Rip Rat King. He got Thanos snapped. Alright, Thief of the Night, are you here? No. Alright, got my data cache. which means it's probably time to leave because the thief is not here and the pilot's dead. The grabber? I don't actually hear the grabber at all. It might be safe in here for once. Yeah, I think it's good. Might as well. Get some extra meds while we're here. And we have... all of this set up, and nope, not wrong one. Can I clear you? Nope. Well, I can clear it, I just have to clear it all. And then, there we go. This might spawn cyborgs, but there's no dog here, which is what I really care about. Scoop it all up. Hello, cyborgs. They really like this room when you open it up. Time to go. Oh, upset? No, just that we hit a despawn trigger for Rat King and he disappeared. It's very sad. Basically, we walked 1 foot, turned around, and the Rat King was gone. Well, I'll probably have to run it back because we did not get most of our things done. Ooh, I can prestige. Do I want to prestige though? Probably not. I mean, might as well. Could buy cool stuff. Go back to that. 762. And we'll do pipes this time. Hopefully to find our friend. I mean, yeah, but you still can't heal it. Yeah, like Happy right now, like none of the AI really retreats per se, or even like hold position. When two enemies are fighting, they really only have one AI. If they see enemy, they shoot. If not, they walk toward enemy. And even sometimes too, they'll just still walk toward enemy. Which is why sometimes you'll see, yeah, W key. Which is sometimes why you'll see like the two medium mechs from Yureska and your Opa just kiss. Maybe, yeah. Though I would say, Reiji, that doesn't really work in theory, because what that does, Reiji, is it just basically says go AFK for 5 minutes and come back. Like, it sounds cool in theory, Reiji, but it just promotes gameplay patterns where it's just like incentivizing you to go like for constant breaks and just having constant downtime. No, Gumbo, like, it is, in a way, bullshit to play. It's early access, so it is just very rough around the edges. And there's a lot of aspects of it where, like, you will die, and it will probably feel like you didn't have the utmost agency in that death. It's just a symptom of early access, like, very early access, too. People were calling this a beta. I wouldn't even go that far. I would call it an alpha. All right, where's the pilot at? I hear the pilot. I think I did. There you are. All right. Let's look for our pilot. Not pilot, but the thieves. He sometimes runs through here, but he might be in the chamber we looted earlier. That would be interesting. It would require one to be on every single map. It might not, every map might not fit for it, but yeah. Hey, Dexbird. There's like a lot of different ways that, like, yeah, it's a problem with many solutions. Yeah, I think I read something basically earlier, right, where you have your armor and then your systems. Where, yeah, you basically effectively have that, like, you have a small HP bar that will, like, you can heal or regen, and then your systems you can't regen. And so you're incentivized, and you can take some chip damage here and there, but you can't really take serious damage. Ow, my god. You're not even aggroed and you're shooting me, what's going on? Everything hurts. Everything hurts. Oh, I hear a dog. Yeah, no, Frozen Swamp's like by far the best map right now. And it's not even close. Time to leave. It does have that spooky aspect to it, right?
And to dust we shall return.
I will say, like, I had this in my video about it too, or video that contains part of it. But like, Frozen Swamp is a good way of forcing you into conflict, right? Or not even forcing you into conflict, it forces you into choice. Like, a map like Ashen Mesa, there's not really any choices to be made, really. It's just like, I want to go from point of A1 to point of A2. But a map like Frozen Swamp, right, you have to think about, like, okay, how am I getting from point of A1 to point A2? Am I going through, like, this catwalk here? Am I trying to wade through the water and try to not to fall into the deep water? Am I trying to go around to an area where I know it's safe? Am I trying to go through the drones? Like, I have to figure out different choices and, like, figure out, like, you know, I'm gunhead, right? Maybe I don't want to go through the drone area because I can't heal any chip damage they do. So maybe I go for like a stealthier, longer approach that's safer. It gives you a nice degree of options to like navigate through the map. Unlike every other map, which is really just like a point A to point B simulator. And like you're saying, Finder, right? Like it kind of, it doesn't make me scared per se, but like it adds intensity to the map, right? Having to make choices like that. All right. Well, all right, mech trench and then the required cemetery. I mean, I imagine I'll play it for the story, but I didn't really play GTA Online at all. Like, I'll probably play the campaign through and that's really about it. I've never been a big, like, multiplayer GTA guy. All right. So we're going to Mech Trench. Let's go over to the Bagman. Let's go for the crazy setup here. 36M plus, where are you? There we go. Bring our 20 mil, and then bring 5 bazillion rounds of 50 cal. That's probably enough. Meds. Do 8 and 8. Let's go talk to Data Heist, sure. Alright, where are you? Sure, I'll take that. And yeah, why not? Trenches, elevator, meds, ammo, we're good. Well, yeah, there's certain areas too, I will say, like, that's one reason why I like Frozen Swamp also, is there's a degree of verticality, and like, I honestly feel too, there might be a lot more vertical integration in the map eventually also. Appreciate it, zombie. There's a bunch of different pathways around Shantytown, for example, that are elevated, but you can't, like, they're not done yet, or they're not, like, you can go there and sit there. You might have to kill the occasional drone, but other than that, they're pretty safe. Then there are a few of the pipes, too, where you can actually walk along. It's a tiny little door. What's on the other side of the tiny little door? Hello, XO. That's right, we don't have plug pull. The elites don't spawn. I will say, so I think Europa gives us this quest, right? So Europa gives us a quest to go repair their food processor down here. But the parts I find here, like, okay, so bear with me here. Like, so we took a quest from Europa to go repair their food processor. Now, the first thing we have to do to this quest is go get the parts for the food processor. So we have to come down over here and then find some parts, but they're usually just over here in the wall somewhere. Yeah, like right here. So we go to their storage room and we find their spare parts, and we take what looks to be Europa's spare parts. We then, you know, come back after cutting through, we'll say, dozens of Europans, going through their medical area, we'll come over to here, we'll drop down into the pile of meat, also rip cubes. Cubes are gone. We'll skate down, because we're a speedrunner. Ignore the heads. They're full of protein. And we'll come over here and we'll drop this. Now bear with me. Why were we the ones who had to come do this? Is it too heavy for them to carry? Like, did we need to be bagman for that, or why are we so special over the Europans that we have to go and do that for them? Well, don't think about it. It's just food. Don't look at it. Yeah, like, that's my whole point, is like, why are we so special that, like, it would make sense, right, if it was like on a different map. Like, this would make sense for, like, it would make sense for a multi-part map, right? Like, oh yeah, like, we don't have any extra components, right? Exactly, Pixel, right? Like, why are we having to murder them to do our job that we were hired by for them for? But it would make sense, right, if it's like a multi-part map where we need to go over to, like, say, you know, like Scrapyard. Say, for example, right, the parts for this quest are in Scrapyard because Scrapyard was lost to Euruscan / Eurasians. So, like, maybe that's the whole point. It's like, oh yeah, our spare parts are in Scrapyard. Go get our spare parts from Scrapyard, bring them back here and repair our food processor. Yeah, well, I mean, it is, but also we're talking to a rep, though, right? We're not talking to an AI. Unless what we're seeing when we're taking this quest up, right, the picture on screen of the person isn't actually a real person, but just a rendition of a person by an AI. But, like, it's just weird reactor, right? In the sense of, like, they have a repair part in the storage room. They just can't move it over there to repair it themselves. Hey, no, Exo taking a nap is a good thing. We take those. What do you say, by the way? Link control system. What we got in here? We got some NVIDIA cards in here. I don't see no GPUs in here. Mission select. Wait a second here. They've reused these. How could they? Alright, and then boop. Yeah, probably. That would make a lot of sense, Lidroff. Oh, finder, ooh, give us a microwave gun. Hello. Oh, god damn, that's a lot of people. This is why we need, swap hands. How are you immune to dying? Alright, we're good there. Ow, ow, ow.
Taking fire.
Get a little 20 mil to the head. Wait for it. We're good there. Where'd it go? I need you to stand still. All right, we're good. Still good. It is not, Dr. Black. When you lose HP as gunhead, it is permanent until you leave raid. Alright, time to skedaddle. Ow, god, that hurt. Shotguns feel bad. Like, yeah, no, like, when they genuinely mentioned, like, the whole fact that the gunhead couldn't heal, I thought they would be, like, starting him at, like, 5k almost.
Remember, we're already dead.
Like, on patch day when it like was only like, what, 2.25, I was like, that's a very low amount of HP to not be able to heal. Well, reactor, you can win about 1 or 2 of them. You have to be like very cautious with that, like how you approach maps. They're like, we get this quest from our guy over here, right? To do that. So we go contact the Western Embassy and like go repair the food place there. And hey, you know, it could be incompetence, right? Like, say for example, they can only tell that it's not working currently. They can't see anything else. So it's like, go there and repair it. We don't really care how you do it. All right. We're gonna do Frozen Swamp one more time, and we're gonna do the mandatory cemetery run. And on this map, we definitely need a silencer with Gunhead. We cannot take all of the fights. Backup shotgun with just a few rounds, but mainly just M4. Lots of M4 ammo. We're bringing like, we'll say 200 more. 200. Alright, we're good there. Quest-wise. Sure. I want to do the one that's in the center area, actually. Not heist. Come on, show me where you're at. I want to say Consulate gives it. Not that one. Oh, it is actually Yureska. Okay, data waves. And for this, we're going to start over at Railroad again. Yeah, like, it is, like, hardcore mode, but I also, like, considering, like, the premise of the game, I don't even want to say that guy, right, but it's more of, like, the premise of the game where you're a scavenger and a survivor, right? You generally don't feel all that much like that when you're the other characters, because the healing is so strong, you don't generally need to care about the size of fights you take. Unlike Gunhead, because of his inability to heal, you feel much more like Survivor or Scavenger, because sometimes you have to go around fights, sometimes you be like very careful about the fights you take. And like, you have to be cautious. You have to be way more cautious on a character like Gunhead than you have on other characters. And I Ludolph, like, also feel healing should probably be pretty rare also. There's definitely an issue with scarcity or lack thereof in the game currently. There's not really like it's early access rights, they shouldn't worry about this, but like there's not really an economy or gameplay balancing or loot balancing or so on and so forth. There's not really like high worth or low worth items really. You can argue the guns, right? But like once you know to get the guns, they're pretty easy to acquire. It's the ones that only are disabled drops. Nah, but yeah, so on this map, right, this is like one of the few areas on the map that actually like utilizes verticality. There's more over here, right? So like you can get on those, you can jump around those. Unfortunately, a lot of these aren't real, which kind of pulls it away a little bit. But like that entire area over there, you can jump on and just like loot around, go around and like kind of explore a bit. And I do really like the idea of like utilizing this verticality and moving around a bit with like, say, like boards or the things connecting areas, like not jump puzzles per se, but like if you're so inclined, using your ability to jump or move around to like get around a little bit rattier. But there's too many things that aren't real here yet. Oh, and by the way, this is like almost the safest way always up to here. The elevator's pretty safe too, but like this is by far the safest way into the tower. All right, code it up. Staircase, you find a way more... You still find way more fights on staircase. Elevator, you find more fights below. But, like, there's literally nothing on the way in from pipe. Anything from last patch, though, they are both safer now. Yeah, the aggro got fixed. They hotfixed it, like, a week after their holiday break. So, like, when you're crouched now, you are just stealth. Like, there's no more radius around you, or, like, you essentially, outside of visual contact, you are stealthy when crouching. When you're standing up and not sprinting, it's back to, like, the 6 and 12, but it's not, it's like a sphere as opposed to a cylinder, effectively. And then when you're sprinting, it's just modified by, like, 50%. Actually, hold on, let's go over here real quick. What are you shooting? All right, we're good. Nah, but it's like, in regards to verticality too, like, we have all of these pipes here also. You can jump down on them, but like, they're only about partially real, they're not fully real. Like, they're definitely not intentional for you to walk upon, right? And there's not really a way down. There sort of is a way down from here to here, but it's kind of really janky. It does work though, but just you take a lot of damage doing it. But just more ways of, you know, utilizing the verticality of the map would be neat. And then also over here too, we go all the way over here. So if you didn't know too, this is the spawn point. There's a hole in the pipe, so it's presuming that you basically go through the pipe to get here. But there's also other things around here too, like there's a pipe below. Where are you? Not fall off though. It's really far below actually. And then we have... I've jumped on... Not this pipe per se. But I have jumped down on these below before these. And there is a broken pipe down there that you can use to get up here mostly, but like the connecting area isn't real. So well, I'll show you what pipe you're probably referring to. So there's a broken pipe there. The top is real, and you can kind of parkour from there to there, but the connecting area that you would do to do that, it's not real right now. You just fall through it, so you can't really do it. It's cool in concept. And there's also like things up here too. Like, I would love to be able to climb up a bit, right? It's weird, right? Because I wouldn't call this a platformer, but I do find the platforming in it kind of satisfactory. Like, for some weird reason, the movement in the game plus the platforming is enjoyable to me. You have like something like that, right? Where it's like, it's more of an ambiance piece, but like that is real, I'm pretty sure. You can get on that if you could. Die. There we go, we're good. Loot it up. It's all looted. Yeah. And like, I would find it, like, it feels if their intent is to like make you feel like a rat, like from Tarkov, right, sneaking around, using your cleverness to like get around the map and just like sneaking, like platforming, jumping, different areas like that would be very neat. It's kind of what I feel like is missing on Cemetery right now, right? Is the ability to kind of like rat around pretty well. So essentially it's a two-step process. You hit E on it, so you're looting now. If you hit tab just once, you can now see a blue outline around loot all, and by hitting space after that, it basically confirms that button press. So essentially it's just tab plus space after you open up the inventory. So once again, tab and then space. Hey Flip, how's it going? Yeah, there actually was an interesting thing too, like 2 patches ago, where you can actually tab through a bunch of different areas in the game, and you could actually tab through the region selector or the map selector, and on the map selector there was actually the ability to choose the water raid, like defending your innards with the water scavs. So you would just tab through your regions map to an area where you couldn't see, and you would launch it and it would load you into your innards defense. And it was a really good way of farming Vepers. Rage, I don't know. Maybe because the AI use them as their babies. That or they want to be scary. Ow, 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 ow. So they do say your Ruskin will pop up, but they're still Eurasian drones around depending on the map that you're in that are still look the exact same. But I do agree with you, Lil Papa, that probably the intent is just to fully rename them to your Ruskin and then have the Eurasian have its own drone. We gotta finish the quests, Ragey. Also, we need to lower the bridge. Lower the bridge. You know it's gonna have sound effects in the future. Drill. So slow. I'm surprised too, like, I feel like there should be more guns in this thing also. This train does not see arm, like, what's more cool than having like an armored train with guns on it everywhere? Like, we have a few turrets here and there, but I want to see some big guns. I want to see a carriage that's just gun. That'd be neat. Though I would want to probably say, I do want to see probably a reworking to how timed extracts work. Like, they're not very tense now, and it's also weird because you just do them beforehand. Ow, 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 ow. I get it. I was making fun of you earlier for your lack of defenses. Leave me alone. Not an H guy. Leave me alone. And we're good. Thankfully, like, usually you only see cyborgs over here and drones. I will say drones are a bad idea right now. And then we have the drone tree over here, right? All the drones on it right now. Very scary. I don't want to fight. Yeah, drone trees. Yeah, see all the drones over the tree right now? It's like a swarm. They're not, like, they don't do anything right now, but they are there.
Return to normal activities. Unit 7 and 6.
I will say, like, if the one upside of Guthead 2, right, is if it's a good way for newer players who don't have a lot to play a character that just comes with a gun and ammo. I know surplus ammo is basically free, but it is an interesting concept, right, of just being able to, like, run a map with, like, nothing. Let's go get our quests. Can I ever actually do this one? Doesn't feel like it. I'm not doing Rest in Peace at all. Not doing Alpha Threat at all. Oh, I do agree the surplus rifle is, like, awful, right? Like, you were... Considering the current economy in the game, there is no reason to ever run the surplus rifle. But we're basically not shooting this run, which is why I'm bringing it, right? Kind of just to demonstrate kind of like a point of... Essentially... Let's just get the pipes. Like, we're running a map with nothing. And if we really need to, we can defend ourselves with our gunhead. Mech Wreck is a good one too. Mech Wreck is a very... If you really want to farm credits, Mech Wreck is a very easy way of doing it. You can pick up Mech Wreck plus the alcohol quest. The Thief in the Night. And you won't get Thief in the Night every single time you do Mausoleum. But, like, every other time, 2 or 3 times you'll get it. And so, you essentially can farm up credits that way pretty easily. Alright. Dog's already down there, so let's hurry. Damaged or disabled, or sorry, destroyed or disabled, yeah, they can drop it, it's just a very low chance. I've been detected? Really? I don't feel like that we were that close. I wonder if there's something weird going on with aggro still. I guess if we're sprinting, you know, I know the grabber aggroed, right? We were sprinting, so our radius is like 18 meters at that point, so maybe it got through the wall. The curse of Gunhead.
Units on the move.
Good old side strafe. And the dog's upset. He's probably fighting cultists. I imagine too, little Papa, when we actually get like more bespoke guns in the game, the surplus guns are not gonna be this. They're gonna be like some homebrew fucking scav guns, like a pipe shotgun and like I guess like a bolt action rifle perhaps. Be free, my children. I'm a very sneaky robot. I mean, if you're gonna use the PP-19, like if you like the PP-19 and like it's essentially just a slightly better version of that, hello. You see nothing. I said you see nothing. Thank you. Ooh, gotcha. Casually looting the containers. Basically. Some gunhead mind tricks. Like, here's the thing, right? The PM9 is essentially just the same thing as a PP-19 with a slightly longer or bigger magazine. So, like, if you're gonna use the PP-19, the PM9 is perfectly fine. They're essentially the same thing. Honestly, this place gives me the vibes of, like, an old innards location, right? And okay, bear with me here, right? Hold on. Quicker. Act quicker. Alright, we're in. We're in. Have her voice. We're in. No, like, if I'm thinking, by the way, of like an actual innards map where you would need to, like, conceptually, I would actually view this as a great location for wave defense, right? Against an invasion. Because you have this center atrium, you have a bunch of different choke points and doors that they could breach through. Like, this, weirdly enough, would be a way better innards, I feel like, than the actual innards are currently. It's got a much bigger area to, like, do things with, and it's got much more playable area, too, to do things with. For, like, actual having missions inside the innards, like defenses. You have the two sewers that enter, you have a bunch of different spawn areas that you can have troops come in from to defend against. And the turret, you can have turret locations too. Like, weirdly enough, this map actually would be a great innards. Way more so than the current innards. Not saying the current innards are bad, right? But the current innards are definitely constrained by their size. Well, you say harder to find, Ludroth, but it's adjacent to a giant hole. And then we even see a drone there, right, too? Like, that's like the water thief drone. Our innards is probably deeper down, that is fair. I wouldn't worry about water right now, but like, yeah, it would theoretically need more water, which is perfectly fine too, as a gameplay loop. Almost like progression. It is fair. I don't know. I'm not sure if you're just saying that because of the action that takes place currently. Though you can clean those up. It's perfectly easy to clean. No, if we go over to here right though. We can see another spot too, but this is a good way of seeing it also. Dog? Oh. Alright, hello dog. But yeah, this is like plenty deep too. Oh god, boy. Alright, well, bye. But like, right, you have natural choke points here for like defending against ingressors from like this area. And like you have like mechanical areas too where like upgrades could take place, and also
Objective secured. Minimal.
let's look. We can just go tour our innards too and see what we think. I need to buy some upgrades too. I haven't really bought my upgrades since the soft wipe. Stash. We're about to gotcha later. I would honestly say it's definitely subjective, right? I don't know. It's hard to say, right? Like I don't know where we are, but it doesn't. It both feels like we're deep and not deep at the same time, like somewhere in between. Oh, we own all this, we're good then, actually. Also, imagine the poor sap to go install the TVs over there. Yeah, you could say it's open enough for defensive stand, right? But if that goes to the surface, right? Just imagine like a fucking chopper coming down. You just see like choppers come down here and just start annihilating you. Exactly, Rachel. Who even installed them? Hold on. It also feels like your back's against the wall too. Here, right? Like you don't have a good easy way to retreat, right? Like sure, it's easier to defend because there's really only, well, yeah, you could rappel down, I guess, but it feels like not a great location to defend. Well, we definitely don't know where the innards are either, though, right? We have no idea. How truly deep we are. You're saying these are the bottom? I feel like we don't even see the bottom yet. Hold on, let's go over here. This is probably a better viewpoint. Oh no, reactor. This is LA. Like it's like this is 100% LA. It's the city of Los Angeles. It's LA. We can't even. Let's go over here. Hold on. Okay, that doesn't work. All right, we're back. Like we could be near the bottom perhaps, but like remember too, this is exactly where we go in the tutorial, and there are cyborgs down here apparently. It doesn't look like we're at the bottom. We can't see the floor at least, right? And there are pipes still going down. Maybe, Mr. Grooves, maybe. All right. Back to Mesa, sure. Let's go over to like a different character. Let's go over to Scav Girl for a bit. Be fast. Be so fast. Let's make amends with him real quick. So needy. Come on. Almost there. There we go. And where are you? Is Aramaki sells this? Here's sword. Sure, it's you right there. There it is. There it is. There you are. That's probably plenty. I would hope. Well, the quests. We're not killing a helicopter with a shotgun. We probably could, but we're not gonna try. It was all work. Yeah, I mean, like, at the same time, I definitely see they can do, like, they can probably do like cyborg invasions. And I believe the premise too, right, is that like as you lose and gain rep, if you royally piss off a faction, they will start looking for you. Well, I mean, it's mandatory.
It's always the same up here.
Thankfully, I brought a jump at least. We. Hello, sir. By the way, also, oh, it's a very spooky variant. We're just kind of moving around a bit. I like how I pick up all the quests to kill Europans, and then we get this map where there's no Europans on it. No, but this is night shift. This is night shift Mesa. Very spooky. Also, let's go say hi to Mom. Mother, where art thou? Mother? Hey, Mom.
Might be able to catch him sleeping.
I don't think she's sleeping. Ooh, cows.
Shit ton of action down there. We should avoid it.
Well, she's just scanning the ground. And then where's Fido? Fido should be over here. Can I get up here? So close. Hey, babe. And there's Fido. Oh, so close. Alright, is Tormentor over here? Looking like a no, but he could be in the bunker. I think the only quest we can do now is quest units will spawn, regardless of state. Oh, he's in there. Did I get him? Oh, fuck. There's 2 dogs. I would like to apologize. Get to safety. Alright, I have found the way around Fido, called Elevation, also America. Go. Hey, Fido. Yeah, calm down.
You feel the ground shake? They're on their way.
Calm down, Scav girl. We need to be able to turn on these guns and just target the freaking dog with them. All right, hopefully he's chilled out a bit. Let's go over to quick farm area. It's still alive? Am I hitting it? Oh, I am. Cool, it's dead. We're good. I imagine it will eventually, like, it's interesting, right? Because, like, the medium mechs and stuff like that, the giant units that you feel like you shouldn't be able to kill, are actually still killable. It's just those 4 kind of bespoke units that are unkillable currently, which makes it kind of feel like it's just a placeholder for now until, like, they add more functionality to them. Here's the red lights. You real? You're not real. You're not real.
You feel the ground shake? They're on their way.
Hold on. Calm down, Scav girl. Come on. There we go. Ah.
All packed up.
Hey, Mom. Isn't this nice? Let's see the city. Oh, that's. I don't think we're supposed to be up here. That building over there is floating. Don't look at it. And we can see the poor sandfields. I think that building over there. I want to go in some of these buildings too. It's kind of sad we can't. Let's jump over here. Very pretty. Hi, Mob. Is the dog still there? He's still there. Alright, I'm gonna go. Alright. Time to drop down. Much more dangerous than going up. There will be some fall damage. Also, he died for our sins. Battery operates the antenna tower. Bad dog. It's a very big Borg. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't have like the same markings as a regular cyborg, so I'm interested in like if it's actually a regular cyborg just been made big, or is like a bespoke unit. Go away, dog. All right, down we go. Time to skedaddle. Oh no, it's way too big for an Orgamech. Orgamechs aren't that big. Orgamechs are like the same size as Bagman, I think, right? They just have a lot more padding on. Like, Orgamechs are not actually that big. They're basically like, Orgamechs are much more like Space Marines as opposed to like giant things. They hunch over, so probably a bit taller. But like yeah, like they're very similar size to Bagman. If you like if you cover Bagman with a bunch of like big shit. Interesting. Yeah, we got down. We're perfectly fine. I have never died of fall damage once. I'm also incapable of telling lies. There's definitely not evidence of me in previous streams of me ever falling down and dying. Let's continue on our way. You know what they need to do? They just need to put like an Orgamech at the other side of this freaking chain bridge. That's the raid boss. Oh yeah, like that's the cool thing too about like having pneumatic jump. It's a way of getting on railings without killing yourself. So I generally stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 1 to 5 EST. Naturally subject to change, but any big change from that would be followed by a post. But that's the general gist. Just 4 hours a day, 3 days a week. All right. But no, like, so this is a case, for example, right? If you tried jumping over this, no problem. You would mantle and you would fall. But since if you have jump, right, because jump won't mantle, you can get on the railing perfectly fine without having to mantle over. In contrast, I mean, it's space here. Ow. Yeah, I'm hoping that in the first, so that's a big thing too. I'm hoping for Reiji is that right now we don't have your open night shifts because they probably don't have the units for them. So I imagine in the whenever update they'll do more units. I'm hoping the Q1 update will have a lot more units in it, and hopefully we'll see the European night shift units in that.
By the skin of our teeth.
There are sniper teams, right? I think we're only missing a Eurasian sniper team. There's a Euruskin one and there's a European one. I don't think I've ever seen a Eurasian sniper team though. Oh, at nighttime. Oh, that'd be interesting, yeah. And I do think too, right? Snipers would be an interesting way of doing HKs. I don't think we have any idea what the next map's supposed to be. We have Stairway Gate, Shanty, and Downtown. And I think in Rilla's video, right, he shared Downtown and Stairway. I'm thinking we might see Stairway, though. Conceptually, the most of us seen the map try has been Stairway. Alright, let's run it back because I want to actually get a regular day shift here. Oh, really? I have to go watch that then. Oh, I forgot jump. Oh no. It's fine. We're actually gonna beeline to the map basically. I already kind of know where we're going.
Still alive.
You know. You know. I will like, whenever I try to force this to happen, right? It will like be raids and raids and raids and days of not just having this map. And then you get it like back to back and like 3 or 4 times in a row. Like, yeah, that's the thing too, right? Like, what could this possible be? It has to be a space station, right? I guess it could be something giant floating in the sky, not just the like space. But it feels like it's gotta be a space station, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the aircraft doesn't spawn on this map. I'll have you know, it is stylistically right. Eclipses are not that big when they're by the moon. But it is very heavily stylized. It could be the moon, right? But like, you don't get an eclipse on the same area of the map of the world very frequently. It takes a long while. Like, eclipses will happen pretty frequently, right? But the area in which they'll happen will be vastly different. And like, if you're gonna have a reoccurring eclipse, it definitely feels like it needs to be a reason for it. And yeah, space station, right? I don't think it'd be Dyson Sphere around the sun. It could be, so, it could be, it could be a way for, like, say, for example, if there's small drones around, like, Eurasia might deploy this in areas where they want to do recovery operations during the day. Or, sort of, for example, if they need to have, if they want to deploy small units. And those are opens. Because, like, if they have small, like, nanobots, they might not be shielded from, like, EM from the sun, if we're, like, lacking ozone and stuff. So it might be necessary for them to, like, actually deploy those when they want to do, like, small nanobots here and there. I don't know.
Remember,
They'll explain it eventually. Or they won't. Okay. 3rd time's the charm. Surely, it cannot be 3 night shifts in a row. It's not possible. It's just not possible. I don't think that does anything. Oh, did Tormentor die? Okay, cool. That's right, we killed him. And then we'll bring our jump. Okay, surely it can't be a night shift 3 times in a row. Yeah, Mr. Groove said that's like kind of the theory, right? Is like they might have like they might be deploying this thing to block the sun from this location to like deploy drones like that are very small. There we go. Look, if you didn't know, it's moving in. It's moving and making no noise. It's also gliding too. It's not really moving per se, it's just gliding. Just like the chopper. You cannot silence any shotgun in the game. All shotguns, like, that's the trade-off, is the shotguns are like the best gun in the game by far. You just can't silence them. That'd be the case, like, or like, for example, in my Cyborg video, I kind of mentioned it might be a way of, like, It could be a way to like protect your land or protect your crops or just protect your area from harmful sunful rays if the ozone's mostly been depleted. As you basically block out a lot of the sun, or you filter the sun through like orbital things. I wouldn't be surprised. So like, you can also have the Kepler effect too. And like, so the theory is, right, like, you can still both have the Kepler effect, and you can still have stuff in LEO, low Earth orbit, or LOE. No, LEO. So like, stuff in low Earth orbit will eventually decay and come back planet side. Stuff above that won't. It will just keep orbiting. Oh, medium extra ops. Medium extra ops. Now let's run. So like, you can have the Kepler effect outside of LEO, and then you can have LEO like actually a place for space stations to exist. They would have to be like constantly boosted, right? Because they would naturally decay, but like that's perfectly possible. Well, the elite in the sense of like leadership, yeah, blood. So good. No. Ow.
Finally.
I have one. Well, like, so the elites could be dead. Like, for example, right? Like, all of the leadership or most of the humans, like, have died out from nukes during the early days of the war. Because that's what you would target. And so the AI systems took control of everything else. Like, for example, Eurasia could be, for example, a menagerie of different AIs that are kind of role-playing their corporations, right? So you could have, like, the Zavax AI leading Zavax. You could have, Zaikatsu AI running Zaikatsu, and then you'd have like the Eurasian like government AI running itself. But like, you know, the corporation could be the government and so on and so forth. So it can get pretty complicated pretty quickly. All right, so I need to summon HKs, and I know just the way of doing it. So villain, it's a little bit weird too, Balon. The lower stability the better, and the current floor, if the gun's not already below this, the floor of stability is 1.5, so you generally want to go to 1.5. So lower stability is better, higher accuracy is better. I know it's weird, I don't understand it either, but that's just how the way it is currently. Yeah, I don't, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's weird. I don't know why it is. So typically speaking, like most gun attachments or all gun attachments will basically give you two beneficial things, right? There's not really a cost to them at all. Yeah, that's the way of viewing it too. Stability is recoil and lower is better. Don't mind me, just summoning some HKs. HKs? Did they fix that? There's no way they fixed that. Didn't say anything, right? Or are they already on me? I just don't know yet. Did they fix the... Did they do an unannounced fix of the... No, there we go. There they are. It just didn't say it on the screen. You aren't the right hunter killers. There you are. All right. There's one. There's two. There's an extra one, why not? It just, yeah, it's absurd how strong shotguns are. Alright, time to skedaddle. Wee. Oh, what's the problem, Villain? Don't worry about it. Like, that's what I'm here for. If you have questions, keep asking. Don't feel bad about it. The Winter wiki will do a pretty good job of telling you what you unlock at what level. So just Google Winter wiki. It should be the top link. And you can just go to there, go to weapons. Hopefully you can find it somewhere on there, and it will tell you, yeah, what level will you unlock parts. You should definitely have... Okay, so keep in mind too, so one big thing also, it's kind of weird, but yeah, hold on. Like, you should definitely have handguards by now. So, one thing to make sure you do when you're talking to like Grillo or Aramaki for attachments is make sure to deselect hiding compatible, because sometimes they won't show you everything you have access to. So just deselect hiding compatible and you go to all parts, and then you should be able to find perfectly, like, plenty amount of things go in the AK. Like the barrels, like the handguards. Where are they? Like the handguards. They are called Kalas, by the way, too. They're not called just AK parts, so keep that in mind. So like all of these will go in AKs. I think we're maxed out SPD right now, for the most part. We pop over to the SVD. Let's see here. I do have a scope version of this, I think, right? Yeah. But I think, yeah, we're level 26 on it, which probably should be everything, I think, for it, right? So, barrel, Aramaki, all parts. Let's go to SVD. Yeah, we have barrel D. Like, yeah, we have everything for it. Where are you? Oh, it comes with a laser. How nice. We can't do an integral suppressed gun, though, because it wouldn't be actually suppressed. Well, actually, I wonder, though. So, most integrally suppressed guns don't actually work. I doubt this will be the case for this one also. But we can give it a try. It is not suppressed, yeah. I'm sure we can still give it a try. It does look cool. It's real cool. We just have an unsilenced. We have an unsilenced, silenced SVD. We'll still bring our shotguns. That's plenty. Make sure I get a jump. All right, let's head over to mission here. You. Perfect. All the quests I want immediately. Awesome. Yeah, we can do all the sniping now. Enclave, cemetery. Perfect. Bring the VKS. No. I will not bring the VKS. Yeah, I'm not sure if they've done anything thermal-wise in the game at all, so that would require so much work, I would think.
It's always the same.
Dogman trailer? I do not know what that is. I at the spawn point. Alright, spawned in. Now we can go to our rock. The rock is sniping. Okay, I made a mistake. The laser on this this thing, kind of bad. Kind of blocks the sight picture a little bit. I need a riser. That's one down. Hold on, we're gonna go this way. Ah. Alright, I need one more assaulter. Just don't look at it, everyone. Just close your eyes for a bit. Just listen to the sounds of me murdering some assaulters. Alright, where's our target? Yeah, I never actually used this top attachment for the SVD. It's real cursed. Is the commander still alive? Considering I'm hearing the sounds of gunfire going off over and over again, probably not. What a shot. Oh, he stood up. It's my fault. Oh god. Oh god.
Try harder than that.
Oh. Yeah, it's real hard when you can't see. Toothy, I don't appreciate you right now. I'm gonna need you to ask you to leave. Ow. No, it was like actually like part of the like actual upper area for the SVD. It actually had this laser on it. Unfortunately, the scope is just not high enough to get over it. Hey, look, Toothy's gone. Let's go find our target locked. Ooh, gotcha.
All backed up.
There you are. No, Toothy, get out of the way. Really? Did Toothy just walk over the person he's supposed to protect? This is the 4 times. It's the only 4 times in the game. Ignore the laser at the very top. Toothy squashed his commander and then proceeded to walk over the XO. He gives no fucks. Alright, 3rd time's the charm. We need to kill the commander before Toothy kills him. Third time's the charm. Alright, we got the commander.
Not sure where.
Me not. I'm very sure where we're getting shot from. Alright, we're good. Oh, he's dead. Grab a little lockbox.
All backed up.
It is a good gun too, as long as you can keep like the fight small. Like the SVD is very solid considering how much damage it does. Are we gonna see an Orga mech today? Any Orgas? Oh, hello, Tag. Or rather, goodbye, Tag. Hi, friend. Do a kickflip off the tag.
Time to count the scraps.
I will say, sniping on that map is kind of enjoyable. It's like one of the few maps you can actually snipe on. Mesa you can't really because the units are too far away, they don't spawn. Mausoleum, yeah, just not long enough sight distances. It really feels like, yeah, only Scorched Enclave can actually snipe on. All right. Oh, really? It's usually because they just don't spawn that far away, more than render distance. All right. What map? Let's do a scrapyard. Old man scrapyard. Old man scrapyard. Though, yeah, that'll work. Oh, it's beautiful. I've never been so excited in my life. Please work. Please work. Please work. Please be beautiful. Extra stupid? You mean extra awesome? No! It put the stock on. My life's ruined. At least it kept the at least it kept the iron sights off. Like, who needs irons in this game anyway? Hello? There we are. It sounds so meaty. It's like, Brownie, there's nothing wrong with using iron sights. It's just the ability to remove them. It makes you feel like you have agency, right? Me, of my own free will, I chose this. As opposed to the game forcing me to use this stock. Disgusting. Hello? Be one more wave. There they are. All right, we're good. That was dangerous. Any more? One more? Alright, full auto. Now, the perk about this, right, is that this gun shreds heads. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Alright, we're good. I'm not sorry. So, like, as long as you're hitting headshots, it just goes through brawlers like Swiss cheese. Alright, everyone, we need to have a talk. Now, freedom is to the left over there, up where I came from. I'm assuming if you don't run toward freedom, you're a filthy cyborg in disguise. Understood? Good talk. You. Good choice. Sir, no. Rudder. Alright, next one. Sir. There we go. Good, proper choice. There we go. There was one little guy who was a cyborg. Alcohol confirmed. Look, carrying alcohol. Absolutely confirmed. Who also carries alcohol? Cyborgs. Cyborg in disguise. Probably take some cover here. Good there. Fred, it is strange, and you know, so canonically, alcohol is used cyborgs to cope. No one else would need that much alcohol on them. And by having that much alcohol, we have confirmed that he is truly a cyborg and that it was right to terminate him for running away. And we even told him to, you know, if you want to be free, run that way. He ran the other way. Am I seeing my shoulder? What am I seeing on my left-hand side here? It's in my backpack? What is that? Get it off! Get it off the screen! It's on my shoulder, right? Yeah, he's right there. It's gotta be my shoulder, I guess. My head? The hood. Hood, okay. Oh, the hood actually makes sense. Yeah, the hood, 100% Blood Panda. It does make sense.
More to carry back.
It can be fuel too. It can be both. It's dual purpose alcohol. It's for refueling and feeling better about yourself. Look at its jaw. No. Ruh-roh. No, the fuel for the old man is making sure he can tell other scavengers how hard he had it back in the day. Back in my day, we had to walk 15 miles uphill both way to the Ashen Mesa. You kids have it easy nowadays. I imagine too we'll eventually see Molotovs also, or at least some kind of type of alcohol bomb. Ah, yes, the opioid addicted old man. No, that's fair, right? The cure for every illness, just painkillers. I imagine too. Oh god, ow, it hurts. Oh, fuck me, yeah, brawlers. So, that's why brawlers are scary. Do you see how quickly her HP just got Vanos-thapped? Just instantly, just brawlers delete the HP. I will say too, the Scar in its current iteration is very inaccurate, at least the variant that we're using, which is fair. Hold on, let me go find my Scar. See, it re-equipped the thing on it. Very upsetting. The thumbnail is right though. Oh well. Alright, back over to Massman for a bit. How close are we to leveling up with him? Pretty close. No, yeah, gun brawlers are by far like the deadliest weapon enemy in the game. They just do so much DPS. Oh, let's see here. It's feeling like a mech trench. We need a plug pull though. Plug pull, there we go. And we haven't used a G36 in a while, actually. G36, plenty of 5.56, the good rig. A very nice big rig. We could do M16, but no, let's use the G36. All of the ammos. Let's talk to Heisenberg for some meds. And we are good. Region, scrapyard, trenches, elevator, and we should be good.
hate the surface.
Me too. Oh, we had the shovel head also. Close that door. We should be safe, but like, just want to be careful here. This is a really good corridor, but it's real rough when you get flanked sometimes. Hello. Only one guard? That's just a regular patrol over there. Usually like, there's like 2 or 3 elites, not just one. Oh, that was clean. Good night, sweet prince. I wonder if they can ever do a system too, right? Where if they see bodies, they like act weird or start investigating. Probably a bit too much for the game, but it would be interesting. So that is a Euruscan officer, or just a Euruscan they've captured, and Euruska hires you to basically go kill him, so he can't like leak secrets or like be interrogated. Hello. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. So I am curious though why we had to pull the plug and we just can't shoot him. I feel like any way should work. Like, does it really need to be an accident? Gather our loot here. Give me all the good stuffs. We have explosives. Well, I mean, there's a reason why he's missing most of his skin. I would say peeling. Or just casual flaying, right? Like flaying's a pretty historical thing, right? They're bringing the Europeans are bringing back flaying. It kind of makes sense too. Think about it, right? So like, okay. So if you're unfamiliar, right? Europeans, part of Europeans' food supply is how do I put this? People, and they're really good about using, you know, all of the parts of people. Nothing goes wasted. And so we have the mystery meat tins, right? Which is the meat, but I'm sure the other things get used, right? And so they might, you know, fry the skin. They, for example, might fry nails of some kinds, and they might use it as let's say chips, because they're, you know, you can find junk food around, right? You can find, you know, bags of chips around, and what is vaguely chip shaped, or could be kind of chip shaped? Just, you know, put 2 and 2 together. Are you related to Fun Dog Studios? No. I've worked with them once, like not like worked with them, but like they've reached out once and I did a video for them once. That's about it. That's the extent of our relationship currently. Don't mind me. So, yeah, I don't have any inside information really. My lore videos are mainly just 3 videos and just kind of ways of showing you guys units up close, but yeah. The only, like, actual canonical lore video I have is the Gunhead video. And it's just the loggings are basically from them. Alright. Good there, good there, good there, and good there. Hello. Oh god, it's sniper! That hurts! Ow, stop! Please, no! Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. There'll be more to come. Though, I will say, I am getting to, like, the dredges, if you will. There's still plenty of units to do, but, like, I definitely did the units I find more interesting first. And we're getting to the points where, like, they're still interesting, don't get me wrong, but it's like, I don't want to say scraping the bottom of the barrel, but it kind of is. Like, we probably have 2 or 3 more videos before I'm really kind of having to get creative. Hello. Under his mask? Probably just a person. I don't think it's anything special at all. Just a regular scavenger who wears a helmet. Okay, so to collect all, essentially it's just a way of cheating loot all. So when you open up a crate, if you hit the tab key once, you'll now see a blue outline around loot all. And when you hit space, it will confirm that. And so when you open up a crate, you can actually do that very quickly. You can hit tab and then you get space. And you do the same thing with bags, right? You can go over to a bag over here if it still is over here. We can hit tab, it highlights it, and then space, loot all. I mean, yes, definitely when you start the game, right, you definitely are a bit more intimidated by the game a bit. So, stealthier. Though you do kind of quickly realize too, the economy of the game is very forgiving right now. So, like, once you get a silencer and a gun, you're basically set to play however you want. Hey, no. Hold on. But no, I definitely did play stealthier early on. I still play stealthy occasionally with, like, Gunhead, for example, when I'm low HP, but I will say, too, a lot of the game's current mechanics, like HKs, don't really let you play as stealthy as you probably could. Time to skedaddle. No, hey, stop that. Holy shit, that hurts. Oh, God. Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, go inside, please. All right. It's just time to leave, I think. There's a lot of meds, too. It's essentially infinite spawns. You might get lulls in spawns, but, like, they do respawn. Essentially, most maps right now, and it could be different, but this is how it appears to me, are, like, separated into spawn areas. And as long as you're in that area, units will spawn and continue to spawn. And typically speaking, they have those areas right next to a despawn area or despawn trigger. And so when you leave that area, you'll enter a despawn trigger area where you'll despawn everything in that area that you were just in. But sometimes there can be gaps between the spawn area and the despawn area where you won't have either happen, right? So for example, the most notable area where that is, right? If we go back over to Scorched Enclave real quick, this is like just a demonstration of how it works currently. So we'll go to Scorched Enclave real quick with no quests. Just as a quick demo. So, get some 5.56 real quick. Few meds, we don't need a lot. So if we go over to Scorched Enclave and Cemetery, it's a really good indication, or kind of an easy way of showing this. And this is essentially how most maps will function, though usually their despawn triggers are much more like overlapped, or just are actually like right next to each other. And so like most units function this way. Quest units and some units will just spawn on map spawn. So like once we go into the map, the units will spawn, and that's how they spawn. But for most units on Scorched Enclave, right, we haven't hit the spawn trigger yet. As we continue walking forward, we'll enter the spawn area basically, and you'll see the pop in a second, hopefully. We should be there now. We'll see. Okay, now we can see the things have spawned in now. So we can see units over there. We can see, you know, mechs in the background, so on and so forth. Now, as long as we're kind of in this area, units will keep respawning and heading in. It's essentially an infinite area of spawns, right? It can occasionally calm down depending on the variant and what's set up. But typically, depending on the variations of it, you'll usually keep seeing combat. See a delta. Now, if we come back a little bit, right, we haven't hit the despawn trigger yet, so they're gonna stay on the map, but they won't spawn again, right? They won't keep spawning. However, if we go back all of the way, we'll actually hit a despawn trigger. Not sure exactly where it is. And the things like medium mech shouldn't go away, but most things on the center of the map will go away, like for example Toothy and stuff like that. So now if we come back around this corner again, the map has been reset. So everything is not spawned again anymore. And if we come back in to the same area, everything will respawn essentially, because we enter the spawn area again. Essentially how most maps work. So the mech spawn again over there, we'll see some units over here again, and so on and so forth. And I think generally when you load into the map, it will be a set variant for the most part. Like you'll have relatively static spawns. So like we'll see the same units spawn over here and over there as they will. We'll see the mechs again, so on and so forth. Like that's decided on spawn. Lambastic, connecting the dots is bugged. You won't be able to do connecting the dots. Or I'm not even sure if it's bugged or just incomplete. There's definitely like some quests right now that just don't have the functionality there to do. Like for example, a tech extraction. The AA vehicle is not in the game currently, so you can't do it. The sniper quest in Action is doable. It's just not a, those quest ones, they're not consistent spawns, but they have a few different spawn points. They can also just die. They can die as NPC, they can die to other units, right? So for example, that sniper can die to like, you know, units and they'll just be on the ground then. Your rig can serve as armor if you have like large stuff in the back container. When you run away, they'll end up usually shooting that instead. If I have a large slot, usually your container won't protect you too much unless you have something like actually in the large slots. It's not currently in the game, Eustace. You'll have to wait for probably a mod for that. Though I would not be surprised. Probably about another like 50 minutes or so. I'll usually stop around 5 EST. Yeah. Ow. So they shit me in the back, right? Yeah, you can like kind of hear them. You can hear the ricochets, kind of, sort of. Like having a large item slot in your container actually works. Like having this in your container works out really well. It will save you. And back before they changed it, I don't know why they did. Explosives. If you had explosives in this slot, they could actually shoot them and blow them up. Well, this is a clusterfuck. An absolute clusterfuck. The explosives do explode, yeah. So tanks can't target you with their main gun, but if you're by something that's getting shot by a main battle tank, the explosion will kill you. It does a fuck ton of damage. No, I mean the AI just gets really buggy real quickly. Just how it be. Alright, I'm out of meds, it's time to leave. Can we hit the jump? Nope. You can get shot by their you can get shot by their guns, their coax on top or their machine gun on top. Tanks will not shoot you with their main tank. Are you sure it was a wasn't a medium mech?
Remember, we're already dead.
If a tank shot you with his main gun and it was confirmed a tank, it was shooting at something behind you or something near you. I've had so Toothy will do that at the extract of Scorched Enclave. It's just, it doesn't like really do the whole animation very well. So like you really only see like a puff of smoke and then it appear basically. We should make trench. Let's do a mausoleum. Sure, why not? Well, yeah, sure, why not? Let's actually do something a bit different. We can do payback too. He's on this map. Let's go over to Bagman. And we're actually just gonna be using the rack as a regular rack, just to carry a lot of large items in. Can I upgrade you to customize? I need to buy all the reinforced points, I think, for this. Go over to Heisenberg real quick. Heisenberg Bundleton. Yeah, reinforced attachment point. Top right reinforced. Left reinforced. Right reinforced. More reinforced. I wonder if these are different though, right? They look different. Let's see what we can do. Customize. Everything's reinforced. We're good. Should give us plenty of background absorbing. Oh, wait, we can't do SMGs with him. That's quite sad. We can do Gunhead instead. Probably not. So we probably just want an AK with plenty of 5.45. I think that's the lightest. Unfortunately, like, definitely 9mm will be the best here. But this should be fine. Vendors, Heisenberg. Buy some meds. Regions, mausoleum, entry point, ruins, and we're good. Yeah, they're not like, yeah, the unkillable enemies in game aren't like, they aren't invincible. They're just very, very incredibly tanky. I think it's like 1 billion it's either 100 million or 1 billion HP. It's basically like an impossible amount of HP to go through. With 4 people with infinite ammo, you could eventually do it. It would just take forever. And the big thing is too, right, is like they don't have like loot or death animations. So like all they do, just like the medium mechs, when they die, they just stand still and just like do an idle animation. Bob. Okay, did we get no medium exos here actually today? Interesting. Did they fix the guns not having the attachments to spawning? Wait, what? Could you elaborate on the issue? I'm not sure if I follow. Yeah, unfortunately we have like no room to actually carry things in. It's all gonna be large items here. No, we are. You know what feels safe?
That's for sure.
Hold on. This feels safe.
This should buy me some new upgrades.
Yeah, elaborate on the issue, Brendan. Your guns had suppressors and optics and join the map. Just make sure you have the right one selected, I guess, then. It should be on there. I haven't had an issue with that at all. Just, what might be happening too is I don't know. It should show as red if you'd had that, if they didn't have it. I would say just make sure you have the silencer in inventory. I guess yeah, use unsaved presets, maybe. Yeah, just try remaking it and see if it does it right. I don't know, it's so weird. Seems like a very weird bug. Yeah, that's what it sounds to me like too. Pixel, I do that occasionally also. Gotta make sure you reselect the gun. Hello. Yeah, weird. If it was multiplayer... I know multiplayer's been weird recently. I definitely know what he's saying, right? Like, in the sense of, like, he had attachments on that didn't work or didn't save. If that's the case, I haven't heard anything about that patch-wise, so... all I could say would be test. This really feels safe. This will be a really good way of testing to see if explosives can still explode by getting shot in the back. Yeah, MP is kind of a shit show right now, to be quite frank about it. Though it's only the innards though, really. Like the innards are just like crazy. Yeah, like the UI is very like it works. I don't even want to say it's bad. It just feels very bare bones, which makes sense considering they probably threw it together for like early access. All right, gold brick. Oh man, Ed and Nettie. Yeah, like that's usually how I find it kind of like Hodor is like it's serviceable, but it doesn't really do anything for me personally. And I really don't like having to like swap through my consumables to actually use different ones. So Blood Panda, this is actually like weirdly enough a perk of Unreal Engine 5. It's like this, you can, if you're familiar with Unreal Engine 5 and how it makes maps, when you see stuff like this on the ground, you immediately know it's Unreal Engine 5. Because this is like a core cornerstone of Unreal Engine 5 is like these different like texture maps, or like, I guess, I don't know what to call them, right? I don't know, they use some terminology for them that UE5 does, but like, you basically design like a few different like textured areas, 3D textures, I don't know what to call them other than that. And then you can just like easily do the terrain with them, right? Generate the terrain for the map with them. Now, naturally, you can see like the concrete here is bespoke, right? They've modeled the concrete here and they still need to texture it. But for the most part, the ground, right, is actually pretty easy to do. It's like the core feature of UE5. Yeah, it's like the same thing you do for like random grass or trees, but they've upgraded it to be even use like random terrain like this. It's like one of the whole like hallmarks of UE5 was like how easy it is to make maps in that, or dynamically create like maps like this. All right, Gold Brick, are you over here? No, it's really useful. Like for all of its like, so yeah, UE5 is really a cool feature set. It's just, it's a modern feature set, right? Which means it leaves a lot of like people with lower spec machines out in the dust. So for example, people like, I think a month or two ago, like maybe a couple weeks ago, people were like really bashing Lumen and ray tracing. But for an indie developer, Lumen is a really useful tool because it's way quicker than having to do your custom lighting for every map. And it looks better too, but it just, then the downside is it requires more performance from the machine. Where my gold bricks at? Gold brick? Gold brick. Yeah, melee is dangerous. I kind of hope they change this too. I don't mind them seeing you, but right now, so weirdly enough, when you one-shot an enemy, the squad won't aggro, but for like this, the stealth melee, or the stealth melee kill, the execution there will actually still aggro the whole entire squad and basically turn into a firing squad, which is very unfortunate. Oh well, we tried. Though, we probably needed to turn around and try to see if our back could protect us. Go back to Gunhead. Hey, Gunhead. Alright, we have the RPD for Gunhead. Yeah, there's definitely some inspirations in it, like, yeah, Metal Gear Solid in this game for sure. Definitely some clear, like, Kojima, Metal Gear Solid inspirations. We haven't done a grenade. Maybe time for Bring Her In. Really? Because it does it always for me. Maybe Old Man's the only one that's working. I've never had a scenario where I've been able to do a stealth kill and not aggro with the squad. I have no idea. I once again will shill for myself though. On the Discord, it's so old now that it hasn't been bumped in forever. So it's probably like 3-4 weeks old. But like I go over like a water rework and like potential endgame loops with that. Like, clearly what I think would be an endgame might be very different from what they might be. Like, they might not even... Keep in mind, they might keep the scope that they might have been intending for this game might have been very small, more like a virtual, like, half game, half art book. And no, I'm talking about just the Riverwinter Discord reactor. I don't have one. I don't want to have to deal with moderation in my own Discord for now. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but for right now, no Discord. I can't be bothered to moderate it. And I hide this in the video too, right? As like, I just think with a game like this being PvE and like a PvE extraction shooter with no online elements, they could do really interesting things that you couldn't normally do. And like, you could pursue, and I think the core loop, right, is like basically going after ways to sustainably get water. Like, that could be the core drive, like almost like a city builder, right? Where your core drive is kind of building to the end game of a city builder where you are now fully self-sustaining for the most part. To the point where you can like almost walk away from your city and be perfectly fine slipping on fast forward. And so like finding ways to like sustainably get water, like you could do things too, right? Where, say, for example, the highest tier water upgrades require components that you can only find in units like, say, for example, Mother Courages or Toothies. And so one of the endgame goals, right, is perhaps like long quest lines or like endgame scenarios where it's like the culmination of this kind of arc in the city, right? Where you can like actually finally find a weakened Toothy or a weakened Mother Courage to go destroy and take apart from. And I highlight this in the video too, I made recently, but a big aspect is the game doesn't need to have a conclusion. Or sorry, not an ending, but a conclusion, right? Like you can have, like think of it this way, right? When you play a game like Risk of Rain 2, right? You can see that like the entire loop of a run in Risk of Rain having a conclusion, right? In the sense of you beat the final boss of Risk of Rain and you finish the run. There's also alternate paths in Risk of Rain you can go and do the final boss. But in essence, right? No problem. You go finish the final boss of Risk of Rain, and now the run is complete and you start again. And they can explore loops like that in this game, right? Where, say, for example, like you reach the culmination, and as opposed to just beating the game and the game ending, it's more of a start of something new, for example. A stepping point for that. Kind of like starting in with like a roguelike game. And I haven't thought about it much more than that. I just think it's like a cool concept. It's fun going into more detail than that, but at the same time, like, it's fun to talk about, but there's not much merit in going deeper than that. Because ultimately, it's what they decide, right? Ideas are always worth a dime a dozen, right? But like, and that's a big thing too, right? When I was doing that video, I was like, I didn't want to just like give them just like, you should do X, Y, or Z. It was like more like this is how I currently interface with the game and like what I like about it and what I don't like about it. And they can use the things I don't like as like, they can figure out, or, ways of changing it to how they would like it. If they would like to. Anyway. Enough talking. Let's go back to Frozen Swamp for now. Let's do a few quests we haven't done today. Yeah, I do think it's a cool, like, so in the water kind of rework I kind of mentioned, like, that would be a good water sink, is you don't necessarily buy things with water, but what you can do is you can expedite resets with water. So that Sims right now, there's no end game currently because it's an early access game, right? This game only came out in October, of like the very end of October last year. So it's very still like early, like alpha slash, like, it's got on their EA page, they mentioned that like they only were hoping to spend a year in early access. I feel that was like more because of financial runway than anything else, and they might be able to reevaluate that because of the success of EA. Because like typically I would say the EA games that I see do well in EA and succeed, they spend about 3 to 5 years in EA. Like for example, Subnautica, great game. It's spent about 3 years in early access. And I would honestly perfectly say too, Unknown Worlds and Naughty Dog share, I don't want to say a similar background, but a similar size, right? They're both like sub 50 small indie studios with a niche game with a cool atmosphere that explores like kind of an interesting subject, right? And that's kind of how it took Naughty Dog to do, or not Naughty Dog, but Unknown Worlds to do, right? It took them 3 years to go from early access Nautica to actually released. I can see a similar thing with this too. Now, if they have the finances for that, different story entirely. But and I don't think Subnautica took off too until it actually released. Also, like Subnautica had a pretty, like it had a decent following in early access, but like it was pretty mellow for a very long time, and until they actually completed the whole picture, until like Unknown Worlds actually put the whole picture of that game together, like it was pretty like small in early access for a very long time. For right now it is, right? Like there's no there's not really any progression right now. So the game is right now is basically just a very basic extraction shooter. You pick up some quests, you go to a map, you kill some things, you collect some items, and you leave. And then you store those things, you buy new gear and stuff like that. It's so early access right now, Stems. There's not really progression really at all. Like it's all very rudimentary. Like I if you don't care about the art style at all and you don't care about the ambience at all, I would almost say just hold off on the game for now, because it is rough around the edges and it's got a lot of jank. And the gameplay systems are pretty early, right? I'm looking for, what's that quest? The one, I think it's from Eurasia too, for the Titan. There we go. Basically Blood Panda, that's a good way of putting it. It's basically a tech demo with an inventory system. It's a bit more than that, but like, it's not much more than that. Let's go over to... Oh, no problem, Stems. It's not an issue at all. So it's a very cool, like, despite it being basically just a glorified tech demo, right? It's still a very cool game. And like, I think the reasons why I'm hyped about it too is it just seems that they're doing a lot of things that their indie nature. They seem like a bunch of cool guys, basically. I enjoy their takes on everything. And I think it's all wise in the current... Like, despite me not knowing them, and despite me not working with them, and despite me, like, not knowing their backgrounds and their skills and, like, where they came from, what they have shown me so far in regards to the game makes me feel like they've experienced... They're all industry veterans that have seen all of the bullshit going around, and like they're trying to avoid all of the bullshit. And they're also keeping their scope small too. Like the fact is that they're choosing to do PvE and not PvP is so wise. Having to constantly just balance around PvP and dealing with the PvP crowd would be like exhausting, right? Also, our thumb is through the gum, or through the gun. Yeah, scope creep would ruin the game. It's like my point too, right? I can recommend constant, like, keep in mind, there's a bunch of cool things they could add to the game, but is it worth the extra development time, right? And keep in mind too, with small studios, go look at like Blizzard, right? Go look at smaller studios. They don't start with like a World of Warcraft, right? They start with a small RTS like Warcraft 1, and then they build on that to Warcraft 2 and so on and so forth, right? When you're developing a studio, right, you just can't shoot for the moon. Just develop something that's small and like in scope and just a good game, and then if it takes off, right, you build from there. Yeah, it's a different type of grimdark too, I will say. And we'll have to see how much, like, how they go into it, right? And I will say too, Pixel, it's almost much more artistic form, I would say. Like, trying to be like as not like less snobby as possible, but like it's at least for currently the art around the game, right, is much more artistic than I feel like currently 40K has been for a very long time. You guys are just really kind of freaking me out right now. Like, fuck it. It could be. It just depends on if they have the money or resources and desire to be like that, right? As cool as it would be too, I wouldn't dare them to even try to approach the tabletop genre at all. But they could explore different things though too. Trying to compete with 40K on the tabletop would be like very, very hard to do. It's a very niche market with a very like solidified monopoly, basically. Like you do have like things like what's it called? There's plenty of other tabletops, but like they're all like pale in comparison to 40K. Oh, this is the RPD though, actually. Trench Crusade is doing well, but like Trench Crusade is still just like a subset of like 40K fans though, right? Like Trench Crusade's not doing better than 40K. It's doing well, but it's not doing better than 40K. Yeah. Think of it this way. If 40K represents the entire market for tabletop, like, you know, war games, all you can possibly really do is just leech from that, right? Like you can take some of their market share and you have to compete with them now. And then you have to compete with Trench Crusade. Do you really want to spend all of the resources to compete in someone who's already so solidified in the market? You can, but like you need to really have some strong skills somewhere where they don't, if you want it to actually take off. Yeah, well, everything's derivative to some extent, Bob, but yeah. Also, you know my maps. Where are my maps at? There's one. Yeah, at best they'd be like a niche like tabletop game. Yeah, 100%. And is it worth all of like the extra work to like do the models and get like the rules and all of that extra stuff? And you might enjoy it, right? But like at the same time, it might not be worth the squeeze. And the best thing I can say to you, right, is I want them to explore like niche and novel ideas, right? That like traditional studios can't explore. Like for example, if you went to a studio like Activision, like, right, and like, I want to create a game about like thalassophobia and like, you know, crashing and, you know, resource gathering, a survival game underwater. And like, I don't see like Unknown Worlds really being able to go to like a big studio, but publisher and be like pitching their idea and getting money for that, right? So just like that, I want to see Fundog in the future explore just other niche ideas that like would never get approved by a publisher, just because it's just too outside the norm. Hey, Foreign. Foreign, you probably followed me from either Total War or Dune Spice Wars. So if you was forever ago, it was Total War. If it was like a couple years ago, it was Dune Spice Wars. Let me up. And if you just are familiar with my name at all, it's from Counter-Strike probably. Though I didn't really ever stream Counter-Strike, so like you might recognize the name from Counter-Strike if you played it, but like other than that, I didn't ever stream Counter-Strike really. If it was before that, it might have been from CS before then that, yeah. I did play quite a bit of high-level CS. I'm back in the day. Do we need to go up here is the question. I don't think so, right? Appreciate it, Hodor. Yeah, it's a neat little extraction shooter. It's like a nice PV. Like, I like Tarkov a lot, or I used to like Tarkov a lot for him, but like, in the current day and age, I'm not saying like everyone's cheating nowadays, but like, there's definitely an edge in the cheating market over the anti-cheat market. There's too many private cheats going around, basically is what I'm saying. And it makes games like Tarkov, and not necessarily CS. The main issue with CS is CS2 is not that good. But games like Tarkov, right? You just can't deal with the cheaters. They have temporarily won the war. And so I don't think PvP games right now are a very wise idea. But CS2, it's mainly because CS2 doesn't feel as good as CS Counter-Strike Global Offensive. The sub-tick just does not work as well as regular tick. It's probably cheaper for them, which makes sense, but it's not as good as regular 128 tick. Yeah, thankfully. I have absolutely no intents of making this channel political at all, or like reaction content. Political channel, no. Just staying well and clear away from that. Just playing some games, having some fun. So, I mean, if someone wants to dox me, they can, but, you know, not really over here trying to say inflammatory things. My experience is playing video games every day. Here's my take about Gaza. So I fucking have a lot of experience in that by playing video games every day. Anyway, that is it. Finn. All right, we need to find a sniper. No, yeah, the cost of Warhammer 2, and like, it's weird enough too, almost, right? Oh god, oh god. Where are they all coming from? Probably. I played a lot of CS back in the day. Now, if you tell me you're actually like Alias on ESCA, I probably remember you. I don't remember the name Forward Undies at all, but if you tell me your name on ESCA, I'll probably know you. No, like, okay. So I will say this about TT, like the tabletop games though. If they wanted to do something really interesting and neat, this company, Fundog, I could see them, just Joe, yeah, I can't recall just a Joe then. I'm not sure if anyone is, I don't know if Trench Crusade does this, right? But if they wanted to do something kind of little neat, perhaps what they do is, like, they create like maybe a rule set for the genre, or perhaps they basically provide, think of it this way, right? For a studio like Games Workshop, you buy the models, right? And then you paint the models and you play with them and so on and so forth, you assemble them, right? What if instead you know, do the cool thing, right? Whereas as opposed to like maybe selling you the models, what they do is they sell you perhaps the CAD files, and actually you could pirate them and so on and so forth. But like if you want to support the developers, like they sell you basically the 3D models of the units. So say for example, you buy the Eureka Media Mech for like $5, and now you can just, okay, the Trench Crusade does the same exact thing, right? So you just buy the models online and then you can 3D print them. So like that, right? You basically just 3D print your own models. So if you have a 3D print, you can print, like maybe you can like order your own models too, for example, but like they just give you the models themselves to print off of. And they give you a rule set, they give you the models, and that's all they do, right? You don't try to compete with Games Workshop in like the actual creation of models, because you're never going to beat them in that. But you don't try to be this big competitor, you just create some models, and like you're basically just using what you have in the games currently. Alright, let's try this again with hopefully a little bit less death. Let's go over to a character who can heal too and is a little bit stealthier. Let's go over to... let's go shoot some Shaman. But like, I like... for me, conceptually as a business, that seems like it has very low overhead, right? And it overlaps a lot with what you currently have. Though, I like... I am like incredibly unfamiliar with how 3D printing works. I don't have one. I've never tried it before. So I'm not sure how easy it is to go from like 3D model in a video game to a file you can just print out. But it does conceptually seem like if it was easy to do that, it would be a pretty interesting thing to go by or go to. Even if they just wanted to do it for like a way for like if you wanted the 3D model to print yourself as a way of just having like, say for example, it's non-trivial. Okay, so it's a bit more work than that. But like even if you just wanted to like print out the models, right, providing like the 3D models for you to do that. Like say for example, you spend like $5. It would be kind of MTXy though, I will say, right? They might not be like people might not love that. But at the same time, it's just a way to like extra support the devs, I guess. If you really like the devs and you want to see them succeed, you want to give them some more money, maybe they sell you a file of the game or a file of a unit for like $5 so you can print it out on a 3D printer. Oh yeah, like yeah, that's a current trend, Bob, where people try to like, I don't mind like everyone's kind of sucks lore.
Finds a way.
And keep in mind too, that's kind of how the lore in this game is, right? Like where you do have the everyone sucks kind of lore. Like in this conflict, right? You have Europa, you have Eruska, and Eurasia. There's no probably good side in that war, right? But that is like. It always goes back to the preconceived notions too. Like when you're dealing with stuff established, right? I did play in Fragadelphia forever ago. I haven't done Fragadelphia in forever, but I did go to Fragadelphia twice, or maybe 3 times. It might have been 3 times actually. It's been a while. I haven't gone in a very long time, basically. But I did go to Fragadelphia a few times. But like, yeah, so like when you're using preconceived notions of lore from other things, right? Like good and evil, like devils and angels. Whenever you try to subvert the standards of what people understand those to be, yeah, you're always going to upset some of those people, right? Like, and that's why I always recommend too, just if you want, like, for example, right, you don't have a preconceived notion of like Eurasia, Eruska. You kind of have notions like kind of because of them, but like you don't, just like the real world, right? You don't know if they're good or evil. Also, I brought the wrong ammo. Awkward. Oh god, it hurts. Well, I don't have a lot of ammo left. But yeah, it's why I recommend, right, just like when you're developing IPs and lore and you're developing your own games and just ideas, you definitely use inspirations from reality or things that are established, but just try and make them your own, because if people can have their own preconceived notions of how those things should function, they're going to apply it to what you're doing, and what you might be trying to do might not line up with what they think. Like, that's why you just make things unique as possible, right? For the exact same reason Bob mentioned, right? Where people like, they don't like the fact that they made like good and evil and Diablo like morally gray, right? Even the angels were dicks.
If it's meant
Holy shit. That's what you get for not having ammo. Yeah, I wouldn't even call it manufactured outrage. In a way, it's manufactured. It's more of just everything just like it's manufactured outrage. I wouldn't want to use the word manufactured. I would say more of it's like, what's the right word for that though? I'm thinking of a very particular word for this. It's like if you took the outrage and then just blew it up by like orders of magnitude, right? It's not like it wasn't. So for example, right? We can use this modern example is if you follow the drama with pirate software. I am not saying that what he did wasn't narcissistic or he didn't do anything, he did everything right, but think of how self-contained that was. You had like 4 or 5 people in a dungeon and a few of them died, and sure, it was hardcore, right? They lost their progress. There should have been a discussion, right? There could have been like some outrage between them, right? But the fact that it was blown up into this massive proportions, it basically took an outrage and put a megaphone to it and blew it up. It basically took something that should have been a small thing between close people who knew each other, and then amplified it by 1,000 or orders of magnitude way more than it was. Because at the end of the day, should you really give a fucking shit about like 5 random strangers on the internet who just had like a bad kind of experience together from, you know, just kind of getting unlucky in a raid? Like, sure, was, you know, someone being narcissistic? 100%. But like, considering the outrage following it and how many people cared and were blowing it up, people were just looking for drama, it looks like. They just wanted to follow the drama. They wanted to like, they blew it up. Because I'm gonna say, should you really care? Like, for example, I said, like, I'm not gonna mention on it one way or the other, but like, for example, Asmongold, should you really care about someone who's chronically online and lives his life in an attic opinion about geopolitical matters? Someone who has no experience in anything. Does it discredit his opinions? No. But should you take anything he says with a massive grain of salt because he has no experience in the matter? Absolutely. I'm not saying that people who aren't experts shouldn't be able to voice their opinions, but you should definitely look at their opinions through a very, very harsh critique. Because they might not be founded in anything other than just, you know, gossip, not fact. Alright, 3rd time's a charm. This time we're actually going to shoot the guy as opposed to not having ammo. Yeah, it's like, it's manufactured like Pixel. It's like, yeah, manufactured is a good way of putting it too, but it's also like, they're taking something and then blowing it up by a massive proportion, right? They're making something seem like a much bigger deal than it actually is. Like, fights like that, don't get me wrong, if you're playing with 5 or 6 of your friends in an environment, and something like that happens where you, like, 2 people die and it's a big deal, yeah, you talk about it afterwards and you discuss things, but what you don't usually do is share it with the entire fucking world, because why would they care? And naturally, they're streamers, so people do care, but, like, it's still what should be a small outrage blown up to mega proportions. And you could say, like, you know, Pirate's a narcissist, but that usually comes with the territory of being a streamer.
Be the end of us.
At least being a successful one, right? People usually like listening to people with confidence, not, you know, people who have a ton of, you know, are meat. Anyway. Hickory. Ford, I mean, hold on. Foreign, did you comment on my profile like from forever ago mentioning that you were a fan from Hickory? Because that was like, I think that was mainly from Rank S days, but yeah. Oh, I don't mind Pirate at all, right? Like, here's the thing too. You can have nuanced, like, the internet usually doesn't allow for this very well, but you can have nuanced takes about people, right? Where you can agree that someone's a narcissist, but also, like, they might have good points. People aren't perfect. Someone can be an asshole and have good points. Someone could be someone could be very nice, but be like a fucking, you know, just constantly lies. There's not a lot of nuance anymore. Yeah, I played Rank S forever ago. It's been a very long while, though. I mean, you're fine. If people want to Google me that hard, I can't stop them. The question is, why would they care? If they care enough to Google me and dox me, whatever. I can't stop them. If someone is very, like, if you've pissed off someone really enough where they want to, like, go and find out where you live, they can. That's just how the internet is nowadays. AAA is it's rough too. AAA has been a shit show for a while now, and it's hard to say the exact reasons why it is. Like, I'm sure it'd be interesting to hear Fundog's takes on what went wrong in their studios. But keep in mind too, like, for AAA companies also, they're trying to appeal to, like, the biggest audience. We don't have anything here. And so they're like, they might have things coming down from, like, business leads, like, make this more comedy, make this more open, make this appeal to more people. Yeah, I mean, where we were from, and like, there's not a big scene. There was a few in Charlotte for a while. I'm kind of doxing myself a little bit, but it's not close, not anymore. There was a few, like, there was a few lands that tried in Charlotte, but never really took off. Charlotte's a really shitty city, by the way. Like, shitty city to do it in, by the way, though. Like, if you're unfamiliar with Charlotte, Charlotte's just like a giant, massive like, bank hub. And so, like, its downtown is just terrible. It's getting a bit more gentrified now and, like, more, like, hipstery in some areas, but, like, Charlotte's just a shithole altogether. Unless, like, you just love working for banks. Which there's no shame in if that's what you like. They will pay you well. Though they will overwork you, but you will be paid well. Alright, looking for the third map. It's a neat game. It's a very early access game, but, like, the main thing about it for it is definitely just, like, it's very grimdarky in its atmosphere, and whenever, like, a new grimdark setting comes out, it usually gets a decent amount of traction because people love the setting, and it's not explored very often. But it's interesting. We'll see how it proceeds. Like I said, I think it's about 2 to 3 years away from, like, actually, like, 1.0ing, but we'll see how they do it. It's such a weird kind of genre, like, kind of PvE extraction shooter. Hasn't really been done before. Not to this extent, like, where it's all offline too. So I'm very curious where they're heading with it. Like, the whole world is their oyster and what they want to go to. When it's offline in PvE, you can literally do a lot of weird things you wouldn't normally be able to do. Oh damn, Bob just doxed me. Yeah, I gave Classic WoW like a very brief chance, but I kind of had the same, like, I like MMOs. It feels like there's this tendency for WoW to attract the most dramatic players possible. I don't know what it is about the game or the setting or just what it is about it. But like I quit like when I was pretty young in Burning Crusade, right? Like Burning Crusade's very long ago. I stopped like halfway through Burning Crusade just because there's just this natural tendency for just WoW to attract drama. I don't know why. Though I do have Ashes of Creation though. And I'm very interested in that, but I'm more interested in being a bystander in Ashes than an actual participant in the drama. Just watching companies or guilds in that game kill each other. But no, I've mainly been playing Star Citizen recently, and I will always preface, if I ever start streaming or just like doing videos on Star Citizen, I will always preface it with like, this game, do not put any money into this game.
Savor it.
Do not spend your money on the game. It is essentially a scam until it's not. But it is a cool concept, and I like cool concepts, and I will pay money for cool concepts, but just keep that in mind. It's a conception. It's, once again, it's more of a tech demo than a game. All right, everyone, that's it for today. I'll be back on Friday. And then the video I'm working on is a little bit longer than, it's taking longer than I hoped, but maybe this weekend, maybe a little bit early next week, but it'll be out eventually. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on Friday. Have a good week, and take it easy, everyone.